So if you haven't been living under a rock, there's a good chance you know what this microphone is. It's the Shure SM7B. It's the microphone that Joe Rogan uses for his podcast, and he's kind of a big deal. And it's also the microphone that Michael Jackson used to record Thriller. So it's been around forever, and it has legendary audio quality. But the problem is that it also has a legendary price tag. The microphone itself only costs $400. But then you have to buy a bunch of other gear to actually make it work. You need a boom arm to put it on, so it's not just like sitting on the table with nothing to stand on. You need XLR cables to connect the microphone to an audio interface or a mixer. And before you even get there, you really need a cloud lifter or a gain boosting device to get the best audio possible. When you add all that stuff up, you're looking at $800-900 before you can even start recording with this microphone. So here's the question. Can we make this $70 microphone sound as good as this $800 microphone? We're about to find out in this microphone face-off. Where's Nicolas Cage?
Here we go!
All right, so as I'm thinking about this challenge, we're gonna do all the best practices for how to get great audio out of a microphone using microphone technique and those kind of things. And then we're gonna try some more extreme hacks to really push the envelope of what's possible. But the first thing we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to get this microphone closer to my mouth. So the stand it comes on is pretty decent, but I want it to be a little bit higher so I can get the microphone within 4 finger widths of my mouth. You can get a stack of books, you can set it up on a desk, whatever you wanna do. I've got a cardboard box. So we're gonna put this box right here, and boom. We are already doing better than we were before. Now, I admit, this looks super janky, but audio quality is what matters here, right? This'll just have to do. The next thing I'm gonna wanna do is add the pop filter that comes with the microphone, especially because we're gonna get really close to it. So we wanna reduce those plosives as much as possible. Now, once I got this pop filter on here, one of the last things that I wanna do is adjust how the microphone is positioned next to my mouth. So if it's straight on, it's gonna pick up a lot of harsh plosives, but if it's off at an angle like this, but still really close to my mouth, that's the sweet spot. So this is actually pretty good. So you can see, we don't have to get a bunch of gear. You can just raise it up a little bit, use proper microphone technique, and you should be good to go. One more thing that we're gonna do to really push the envelope of what we can get out of this microphone. Jonathan, could I actually have your jacket? Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna create a little sound studio here on the table using Jonathan's hoodie, his wonderful Buzzsprout hoodie. So when we start our audio test, I'm actually gonna drape the jacket over the microphone and over my head to really isolate the sound. Now, this isn't gonna work if you're recording video at all, because it's gonna look ridiculous. You're like, who is this ET person showing up on the Zoom call?
Not so hard! Not so hard!
But if you're just doing a podcast or a voiceover or something like that, you can get some better audio quality that way. So I think we got everything that we need if we wanna go ahead and do this audio test. Now, for the control, let's go ahead and do the SM7B first so you can get a sense of what the audio quality sounds like with this. So right now you are hearing the Shure SM7B. Just like with the Q2U, we're using proper mic technique. We're running it through a cloud lifting, gain boosting device, which is standard practice for an SM7B. And this is what it sounds like. It should sound crisp, clear, full-bodied, and just a really good representation of my voice. And so there's a reason a lot of people use this microphone is because it sounds really good. But let's see if we can hack our way to similar audio quality with our cheaper microphone. All right, here we go. It's time to see what we can do. I'm gonna disappear for a little bit, but don't worry, I'm actually doing the audio test.
One eternity later.
All right, so right now you're hearing me record into the Samson Q2U in my hoodie tent, and it should sound pretty good. You should hear little to no reverb or echo. You shouldn't hear any harsh plosives, P's, B's, or S's, and it should sound pretty crisp. So I know we're doing a lot of crazy stuff to get this audio, but this is what's possible with this $70 microphone. All right, so now that I've emerged from that, I'm sure my hair is crazy. I'm curious what you think. How close was I able to get this to sound like this? Leave a comment below this video. And the other really fun reason we wanted to do this test that's kind of more serious is that for a lot of people, the gear can be an obstacle to creating the art or the podcast that they want to create. And so we don't want you to feel like you have to have a budget of thousands of dollars to get started. You can use proper mic technique, get creative about your setup, and get really crisp audio quality with something that comes in at less than $100. But I'd love to hear from you which one you actually thought was better. So leave a comment below this video to let us know if you think the Shure SM7B truly was the better microphone, or if you think with all of our hijinks, we were able to get the Q2U to actually sound better. We'd love to know your thoughts. Now, if you're interested in learning how to make your mic sound as good as possible, maybe without some of the hijinks that we went through for this video, then make sure you check out the video we recently did all about how to make your mic sound good, no matter if you're using a dynamic microphone like the Samson Q2U, or you're using something like a Blue Yeti. There's plenty of practical tips in there to help you maximize your audio quality. You can click the link below in the video description, or pop over to the video that just showed up on the screen and you can watch that video next. Well, thanks for checking out this video, and as always, keep podcasting.